Looking up top again, Lachinsky seeing it all the way to the save. Rebounded out ahead for Almachi.
Spinning and firing, and what a response there.
It's time to get hyped with Varsity Media. We offer an array of video services sure to amp up your team. From staged preseason hype videos with custom lighting and smoke machines to sideline highlights of a big game. How can your team stand out from the crowd? Contact Varsity Media today and let us tailor something your squad will never forget. These are the best times of your life. Capture them in the most creative ways possible with the sports leader, Varsity Media. Varsity Media.
Welcome back to Sal Champi Field at Boomer Esiason Stadium. Dylan Butler here, Jim Curcio as well on the call as East Islip takes on Bethpage in this battle for county bragging rights. We'll show you those starters again while we have an opportunity, as both teams just coming off the anthem. First for Bethpage, we mentioned our impact player being Brian Luzzy. You've got DePonte and Segalis as well. A first midfield of Luke Galgano, Matt Tarabakia, and Bryce Wiley. Defenders James David, Mike Corbo, Brendan McMorrow. That's probably the strength of this Bethpage team. In goal is Joey Tesler for Roddy McCoy, the sixth-year head coach, a 1994 graduate of Bethpage. At LSM for them as well, another returning player, Tyler Spark, a senior. He will attend Navy. He's not playing lacrosse at Navy, but he'll attend the Naval Academy. For East Islip, you've got Jason Fiorello, Ryan Balco, and James Violi up front. Your first midfield line of McEntee, Baldino, and Herzog. Herzog, the Adelphi committed, do-it-all two-way midi. Converted him from long pole a couple years ago. Your defensive line, Nick Perrone, Aiden Lennox, and Cole Youngerkiss. And in goal is Jack Kern, the senior, for head coach Tommy Zumo in his first season. Zumo out of Islip, 2001 graduate. Started coaching back in 2006. Was an assistant at Deer Park, Connecticut. Islip last 7 years as well. Lives here in town in East Islip, runs the Legacy Lacrosse travel program, played in Major League Lacrosse as well. All-star there, so he's lived and breathed a lot of lacrosse in his day.
For sure. And he's got some help with Coach Cox over there, coming over from Bayshore, a guy who's probably racked up over 200 wins in his career. So,
yeah, Jim, that's a great point, right? Tim Cox, over 30 years of coaching experience. That's a great guy to kind of balance things off of as a first-year assistant coach. Plus, he's got Joe Brock, who is a mentor for him as well, who also went to New York Tech like him, and he's got Brandon Croteau as well, who just played at Cortland out of Bayport Blue Point. So good mix there of assistant coaches. Off the ground ball, scooped up. Bethpage will look to get their first possession, but it's a loose ball. Ground ball scooped. Still loose. Battle continues for this GB. And it's finally picked up by East Islip. And actually will go the other way.
I think the biggest thing to watch out for here early in the game is going to be with Bethpage. They come out a little bit flat, being that they got here a little bit late and warm-ups, all that plays an impact. And when you're a road team and you're traveling 40 minutes sitting on the bus, it takes a little bit to get your legs under you. So,
and this is another aspect. It's not just going fast offensively, Jim. It's about riding as well. And they have a variety of different rides and a variation of a 10-man ride. He said they're not quite as aggressive as Mount Sinai, who we saw really give fits to Northport last week in our first game of the year. But still, it's an aggressive mentality on both sides of the ball for East Islip this year.
Yeah, when you can get those extra possessions, that's huge in the game. So
Bethpage looking to possess, and again, they'll be patient on their sets. The strength, as McCoy said, is with their long poles, so it's about, certainly as the game goes on, giving those guys a little extra breather as you get your offense going. They dodge from the top. Shot right into the stick. Good save. The first one of the game for Kern.
And here comes East Islip, and this is what they want to do. They want to run and gun and get up and down the field.
They move it quick. A man down, and we've got our first flags of the game. As East Islip will have an opportunity to go man up.
They're tough with those young middies coming up and down. It's going to be tough for Bethpage at the midfield. I think to start this game until they settle in. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see the call by the official. It's a 1 minute infraction, a high hit for Bethpage. So great opportunity early on, Jim, for East Islip to capitalize with a man up.
Yeah, I'd expect East Islip to run something inside and not settle for something outside. So let's see what they do here.
Here's Balco. They work up behind. That was Fiorello. Little two-man game at X. They push it back up top. That was Ryan Parker, 24, part of that second midfield unit, but obviously he plays man up as well. There's that inside look you mentioned. Low to high shot was by Balco, and possession maintained by the Redmen.
And David James is the one with the penalty for Bethpage, and he's obviously a senior captain on the defense. So
Balco reverses. That shot blocked by the D. This is not the day you want to go blocking shots when it's 30 degrees. A bouncer in front goes over Tesler's net. Still a man up for another, I think, 19 seconds. Little trickery. Nice look. And that shot just missed Fiorello.
They've had a couple good looks. You want to be able to put one of those in and get the 1-0 start to start the game.
9 seconds left in a man-up opportunity. Try it again. Reverse. Off a long pole. Sidearm shot. That goes wide. We are even, so Bethpage kills their first man-down opportunity. But EI maintains possession. Good look. Bouncer and a goal. Balco gets it. Violi with the assist, and East Islip takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, good ball, off-ball cut. You catch a guy looking the other way. You see the back of his jersey. You're going to cut and look to get to the net.
See it again. It starts at X.
Yeah, right there. Screen inside. You get some action. 9 makes a good off-ball cut. Stick looks like he's in a strong hand and finishes.
It's a goal by Balco, his second of the season. You give Violi his second assist of the year, and East Islip takes a 1-0 lead. To the face-off X clean win for Stephen Coleman. He hands off to Stephen Demikis. And again, they'll look to push. Oh, I thought the shot was there for Gavin Herzog. He went to pass, a turnover, Bethpage ball. Sometimes you're a little too unselfish.
Yeah, it looks like he expected him to be there. And when you play with somebody for a while, I think there's some chemistry there, but just not on the same page that time.
Bethpage looks for the response. Anthony Cucurello, the D-midi, 31. Now he'll come off. Again, you want, if you are Bethpage, touches for 13. He's got the ball now. That's Brian Luzzy. Luzzy at X. Goes for the shot. Save. Rebound pops back out to Kern, so that's his second save of the game.
Good defense there by Nick Perrone.
A frigid day here in East Islip. Temperatures in the low 30s. Big hit by the poles. That was James David. East Islip will have the ball. And actually, they'll call a timeout. David brings it. And again, this is a little bit of that mentality for Bethpage, right? Where so many of these guys are football players in the fall. So you've got Luzzy, a halfback as well, an all-county football player. Galgano was the quarterback. When he was hurt, they had Sean Smith, who's part of that second midfield line, playing. So many different guys. Tarabakia on that first midfield, also on faceoffs. Tight end, right, in football. So, and I think maybe most importantly, so you've got those athletes who can run around, but then also you bring that physicality with your poles, where you've got guys like Corbo and David who are middle linebackers as well. So they play with a little bit of that nastiness.
And they're a junior, senior-driven team. So not only are they 2-sport athletes, 3-sport athletes, but they're big and they're physical. So you have the younger East Islip middies that maybe aren't playing both those sports, but they like to run and get up and down. And it's a contrast definitely of two styles. So I'm excited to see this game play out.
Yeah, I think those are always the most exciting ones, or the most interesting ones, right? Which style wins out? And I think if you're a Bethpage, the clearing game is going to be so important, right? Because East Islip wants you to play faster, and they'll do that with their ride.
Yeah, Bethpage just has to be patient. They got to get the ball through Luzzy, when it's in the offensive end. And I think they'll be able to find it. It's just wearing down this first quarter, too. And like I said, just getting your legs under you. They're going to be a little out of it, but they should turn the tide pretty shortly.
Here's Baldino, who got play restarted for East Islip, the sophomore. Up top there is McEntee, 27. Keep an eye out for him. Baldino, hands off. They go goal line extended. They switch it. Good cut. And you see how quickly Bethpage recognizes when McEntee has the ball. They quickly surrounded him, forced him back out. Dodging from the top is Baldino. Hands off again. Goal line extended. They reverse it this side. Balco, the goal scorer. On him was David. Back up top. A little substitution now for East Islip. Herzog comes out. In is Heffernan, the sophomore, number 6. Ball scooped up by Baldino. Goes all the way out by midfield. It's a bit more of a settled set than we expected from East Islip. A bouncer. And that ball did it go out? It kind of hugged the line, and it is staying with East Islip. So a couple big ground balls early on, too, for the Redmen, that they're able to keep this possession going.
Yeah, I think we can expect, and here it goes, McEntee to start getting some offense and looking to create for East Islip after everyone else got a touch and got some looks. Now they're going to go to their go-to guy.
McEntee with Tyler Spark on him. They switch it. Another ball onto the carpet. You wonder how much of that is early season, but also how much of that is weather-related, right? It's frigid out there. It's 31, I think, to start, but a pretty stiff wind here in East Islip, so it has the feel of being about 21. Again, they work it around the perimeter.
McEntee's got the short stick. We'll see if East Islip can identify that and get him the ball.
That time he worked as a screen for Balco, gets it back. You're right. There's a shorty matchup. Can McEntee exploit it? Doubled. Slashed by Spark. Ball on the carpet. And again, the GB for East Islip. Swing it quickly. Balco. Goes in front.
Look.
Scoop by Violi. Was wide. Looked like Balco didn't have anything there, and then went across the face of the goal.
That was a very, very good look by Balco, and also one of those photo finishes on the crease.
A long possession. Oh, that's a good look. But East Islip called for the violation. I think it was an illegal screen.
Yeah, moving pick.
So now Cucurello goes the other way, another football player. Ground ball picked up by Luzzy. You see how quickly he is harassed, and Bethpage will call the timeout. You like the aggressiveness with the pole there for East Islip. That was it even McEntee with the pole at that point? Not sure, but good aggressive defense and timeout for Bethpage. And when we spoke with Roddy McCoy, the Bethpage head coach, said, look, last year we had a great year. A lot of juniors who stepped up. Good senior class this year. The leaders, the leadership council, if you will, are Luzzy, Galgano, David, and Corbo. Those are your captains as well. But now the hope, as we mentioned before, is that their leadership and attitude will kind of also help these younger players come up as well. We're excited to bring you this broadcast. If you want to bring your game to life, it's a Varsity Media Sportscast for you. We've got announcers, instant replay, multiple cameras, and graphics. It's great for a rivalry game, maybe senior day, just general promotion of your team. Contact us to book a sportscast at 516-403-2050 or visit varsitymedia.net. Dylan Butler, Jim Curcio here at Sal Champi Field at Boomer Esiason Stadium. 1-0 the lead for East Islip.
That was a good timeout there by Bethpage. 1-0 game. You're getting a possession. Your first two possessions, you kind of lost the ball early on. I like calling a timeout, settling everybody down, and trying to get one of your plays or run it through Luzzy and Galgano. Right now, you kind of tell them, hey, guys, it's time to step up. We got to get on the board here.
So off that timeout, there's Tarabakia, number 1. Junior was in the first midfield a year ago as well. There is Luzzy now.
Looks like they're going into a 1-4-1.
Luzzy spins, dumps it off. It's loose, and another ground ball picked up by East Islip. However, goes out, stays with Bethpage. Lowering the shoulder,
Galgano.
switching hands. Galgano's opportunity deflected wide, staying here with Bethpage.
We're going to see a lot of this matchup today. Nick Perrone and Luzzy. They're battling up top. Now they're battling down low. They're going to be going at each other the whole day.
Zumo describes Perrone as not necessarily a physical defender, but more of that kind of gnat who just annoys you through four quarters. Ball goes into the stick of Kern. And that quick outlet will actually roll out of bounds.
And if you're Bethpage, that's what you want. You want to make East Islip uncomfortable and force the goalie to hold it a little bit so they can't get that quick transition on you, because that's what they want to do, obviously.
Spinning as Corbo. Tries to dump it to Tarabakia, and that goes out of bounds. So a forced turnover for East Islip.
And here comes some more transition for East Islip.
Push it back up top. Balco. He's got an angle. Balco inside. That shot just missed. Took a nice step, Jim, on his defender, but wasn't able to get his shot on target.
Balco going to Stevenson, so you know that he can play. And when you're coming from that lefty spot, they're usually shooters. So there he is, Balco.
Balco's second of this quarter gives East Islip the 2-0 lead. See it again.
Yeah, he's done a good job. The whole first quarter, Balco's been moving off ball. He's got to stick up, and he puts the ball away in the corner where the goalie can't save it.
So Balco has 2 on the season, now 3. Didn't get a chance to see who had the assist there, but it's a 2-0 lead for East Islip, and the Redmen maintain the ball. There's McEntee handing off to the hot hand in Balco. Pushes it to X. And that's the thing, too, if you're East Islip, as that's an errant pass out towards midfield. If you can get somebody else than McEntee going, now you're making the defense think, right? And start to worry about other players other than McEntee.
Of course, and I think what else happens is people are focused on McEntee, so they're not paying attention to things that are happening inside or more or less watching him and what he's doing. But it's a team offense. One guy is not going to be enough to win this kind of game.
Baldino's bouncer is saved. First save of the game for Tesler. And again, trying to figure out this ride for East Islip. Balco gets his stick on the ball. They give a failure to advance. East Islip ball. Violi wraps around, kicks it back out. 2 minutes left first quarter, 2-0 lead for East Islip.
Balco's got the short stick. He's looking to get his matchup again. Yep.
He's got Tarabakia on him. Balco brings him to goal line extended.
Especially this with an attackman, and you got the D-midi on him. It's just so tough for them.
Well, Balco beats him, goes high, flag on the play. It is saved. And we'll have another penalty against Bethpage. So this is a 30-second man-up opportunity. East Islip 0 for 1 with the man up, unable to capitalize on a 1-minute man-up earlier on. .136 left here in the first quarter.
East Islip's in a 1-3-2, working the ball on the outside.
Here's Balco. Slings it inside, and there's the goal. A man-up opportunity goal for East Islip. And they take a 3-0 lead. It was Fiorello with the goal from Balco.
Fiorello had a bunch of goals last year, too, to help them out. Looks like they run a little wheel. And able to get him open down by the net.
For Fiorello, his third goal of this season. He will go to Ohio State as a student next year. And another face-off win for East Islip. Here they go. Tick-tack, Balco! That's the way to move the ball quickly. First quarter hat trick for Ryan Balco, and the lead is 4-0.
East Islip said they wanted to play fast, but that was lightning.
That was NASCAR fast.
Yeah, Balco's the senior. Does a good job finishing down by the net. You only had 1:20 left, so if you were Bethpage, you really wanted to hold off and make it out of the quarter without letting another one in. That makes it 4-0, so it's going to be a tough second quarter for them.
Violi's second assist. And it just feels like, Jim, that every ground ball is being won by East Islip at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks like East Islip is ready, and Bethpage is kind of just starting to get their feet underneath them. And I know I mentioned it before, but I think it's tough when you're going somewhere else. You're on the bus for 40 minutes. You only get 15, 20 minutes warm-up. So East Islip was ready, and they came out of the gate showing that.
And also, East Islip does have the game under their belt already. Granted, a loss to Islip, but still, they've played a team. Bethpage had a scrimmage that was scheduled, didn't play it, so they've only kind of played each other at this point.
100%, and it's completely different. So that is also a huge advantage.
Ground ball in front of the net, scooped up there by Tesler. Final 15 seconds. Let's see if Bethpage can kind of get something going here offensively. Final 9 seconds of this quarter. They look to push. That shot, save by Kern on Luzzy. Kern's third save of the first quarter, and that's how the quarter comes to an end. So East Islip with Ryan Balco leading the way, 3 goals and 1 assist. 3 nice saves there by Jack Kern, and winning, again, seemingly all the ground ball battles. They've got a 4-0 lead over Bethpage. You're watching this Long Island high school lacrosse game right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video.
Welcome back to East Islip High School. Dylan Butler here with Jim Curcio. 1 quarter in the books, and it's East Islip with a 4-0 lead over Bethpage. Both of these teams aspire to be here in the Long Island Boys Top 20 rankings. This is hot off the presses as of today, or as of games yesterday. You see not a lot of movement at the very top. Those top, I believe, 5 teams all stayed where they were. Northport, Ward, Melville both dropped off losses to start the season. Syosset took a little bit of a drop off their loss as well to Southside. Made one of the bigger jumps this week to 13. You see MacArthur at 14. Some good representation of some of the best lacrosse programs on Long Island. Every Monday here at Varsity Media, we're going to release our new top 20 rankings. And if you think your team, your program deserves to be there, shout us out. Hit us up on our social media channels and let us know. But also give a why. Don't just say, we should be there. Give us a reason. Here's Tarabakia. Harassed. Good pole work there for East Islip. That was Demikis, their long stick midi, going to Adelphi.
I think Bethpage is going to try and settle in right now. Get a nice offensive possession, try and get a high percentage shot on goal.
Bryce Wiley. Lefty, look! And Wiley finds the back of the net. You love that first step by the sophomore who had 3 goals a year ago, gets his first of the 2022 season.
Yeah, we just saw Balco do that in the same exact spot on the field, and now Bethpage gives it the same thing. Yeah, it gets underneath the defender and goes to the net. If you're that down low defenseman, you kind of want to get up a little bit.
Yeah, the slide never came.
But that's one that Bethpage needed coming right out of the second quarter. Whatever Coach McCoy said to them obviously worked, and they're going to get going now.
Yeah, 52 seconds into the second quarter. There's that response from Bethpage. They're, after being shut out in the first quarter, they're on the scoreboard now. Back to the face-off X. Little push. Was it called? It was.
Yeah, called it.
Little extra shot there as well. As here comes East Islip looking for the response. Herzog. There's Balco, who had a first quarter hat trick.
East Islip in an open set here.
McEntee. Somehow he keeps, I mean, maybe they show a shorty and then they bring the poles after, but here comes McEntee. A little stutter in his step. Gets pushed from behind, splits defenders, and you could see maybe that physicality altered his shot. He went wide, but stays with East Islip.
Yeah, the only way I'm putting a shorty on McEntee right now to start the game is if I'm locking him off or I plan on sending an early slide. I'm not going to play a base defense and have the short stick on him.
We go the other way. Looks like a one-man clear here by Luke Galgano.
Yeah, it's Bethpage football for you.
Yeah. Lowered the shoulder on his way, too. Galgano still. Galgano! Off the pipe. DePonte looks to track it down. He battles there with Lennox. Lennox the push from behind. Excuse me, now that's Lennox 16 with it. Hands off. Good reversal here, and you get it to the short pole and Ryan Parker, who will clear.
And East Islip has numbers.
Good stick work. Getting a stick in the passing lane by Tyler Spark. We go the other way. Again, ball is down. heady play by East Islip there. You saw the pushback by Perrone. He didn't have the angle on to win it. He knew there was a Bethpage player, so just gave it to his teammate. And now East Islip are looking to push. There's McEntee. They'll work it to X. McEntee up top. Now he's got the pole on him. Little isolation, though. He'll look to run right by the pole. Does. Stops, turns on a second pole. Goes back the other way. And there's the handoff to Fiorello.
Moving pick.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those against East Islip this game.
Yeah, the officials really want you set, obviously, before you come down and get on top of a defender.
Cucurello, defensive midi. Another football guy gets the clear. And now Bethpage, the only goal so far of this quarter for the Golden Eagles. They trail 4-1. It is a frigid Monday afternoon here in East Islip.
East Islip's got McEntee on defense, too, so that's something that you want to consider being the coach and see if you maybe want to invert him or take him and tire him out a little bit, considering he's a weapon for East Islip.
See, I did kind of think that I saw him on this side of the ball. There's a shot on the run, goes bouncing wide. Looked by Galgano.
Yeah, or even bring him down to the crease and make him be the slide guy and have that defensive, see what he knows defensively. Young guy, young sophomore, always playing offense, so you got to test him.
Here's Luzzy. Luzzy fires, and that one was wide. Was the backup there? It was. Beautiful facility here at East Islip. Hosted the Long Island Championships back in June. Here comes Luzzy. Luzzy, you see the slide come. Still has it. Tries to back his man down. It was an attempted pass. Went off of Kern's stick. A little bit of a scrum for the ball. And the officials will say it will be Bethpage ball. I think a push, right?
Yeah, push. With Luzzy and McEntee, both of them look like they're drawing defenders, and they just got to move the ball a second earlier to create offense for other guys. Both teams are keyed in on the featured players, so if they just move it a second earlier, they're going to make opportunities for somebody else.
See 7 there for East Islip. That's Charlie Kalinowski, the sophomore. Splits time with Demekus as the long stick midi. Approaching 7 minutes left here in the first half. 4-1 the lead for East Islip. They did all their scoring in the first quarter. The only goal scored in the second quarter was 52 seconds in by Bryce Wiley. That shot wide of the mark by Luzzy. McCoy said it. Listen, last year you had teams who were shutting him off, kind of playing a 5-man zone. When he did get the ball, they double and tripled him. He said it's key to get him the ball, and you can see that sometimes, especially for a guy who's the featured man, right? Your touches kind of come from X, right, where you can kind of bring the ball in there. He turns, fires wide.
Yeah, if you pick it up, obviously out of bounds, you're going to have it every time. He just the whole East Islip defense kind of has their heads towards him. So if they run a little bit more off-ball stuff with the guys inside, I think they're going to have a lot of success.
Luzzy cuts inside of his defender. Shoulder down on his neck. Sidearm shot is off the mark again. He's getting the looks.
He's getting looks. He's got to get his shots. I mean, when you're the key player on a team, you want to take 8 shots, 10 shots, because you got to put some in the back of the net.
Now it's Galgano.
Little, long pole and short stick back there, inside roll.
Try to sneak it inside. Kern picks it off the back of his net. Looks for options. think Kearns looked pretty good in this first half. Has made the saves he's had to make.
For sure. Yeah, he's done a great job.
They go downhill. McEntee, head on a swivel, turns, and pushes it back out. Here's Balco.
East Islip had numbers again. Bethpage subbed late there.
East Islip unable to capitalize on that. They had some numbers. Fiorello to McEntee. Backs up, surveys the situation. Little stutter step, little juke, loses the ball. It's on the carpet now.
Good defense.
And it was very good defense. You got to credit Bethpage there for forcing the turnover. Now the Golden Eagles look to push. Here's Cucurello. Loses it from behind. Great stick check by D'Amicis. East Islip look to run. Oh, that pass a little bit behind Violi. We go back the other way. That was Corbo handing off.
There's Galgano.
Another shot wide of the mark.
And they caught Cucurello on that clear a little bit, but playing D midi, he's had a tough assignment with a little bit of McEntee and going up and down. So he's done a good job.
We don't have shooting percentage numbers, but I think pretty safe to say they're not very good right now for Bethpage. They're getting shots off, but really not on target.
No, they got to get into a little bit. They got to find some better spots on the field to be shooting from. They're taking a lot of tough angle shots and just trying to get things on net, but you want to get stuff inside and not settle for those shots.
Here comes Luzzy off the double. Splits another defender. Luzzy! Buries it! And it's 4-2 for East Islip.
I think Luzzy went by two guys that time.
I think even a third, right? I think he split a couple first. We'll see the replay. He had a long way to go for this one.
It almost looked like they had him dead to rights in the corner, and he runs by two guys. A third guy slides to him, and he gets hit by the fourth. Yeah, I don't think Luzzy's going to accept the score being what it is right now. You know that they're going to strike back with him. So,
53 goals as a junior, his first as a senior. The Cornell commit.
And you can notice already Galgano and Luzzy taking the shots and kind of getting the offense going. I'm sure it's very similar to their football season, quarterback, running back duo. So,
face-off win, Coleman. Coleman bounces it, and the response is an immediate one for East Islip.
Coleman's done a great job with the face-off all game. I would say that he's had the advantage.
Look at that. Immediately, and a clean win. Ground ball. No one slides to him, so Coleman's like, why not? And a good bouncer for Coleman to finish it. Junior face-off guy. Trying to win the position. He's the guy to start. He's trying to maintain being the guy. Corbo, off of that face-off, picks it up. Turns, and again, trying to get it to Luzzy. D'Amicis all over him. GB picked up by Cooper. And a timeout by East Islip. That second midfield line for East Islip is extremely young. You've got Cooper, a sophomore, that grinder, really athletic lefty. You've got Heffernan, that two-handed midi, who kind of primarily plays inside, a good complement to Fiorello on the attacking line. And then you've got Ryan Parker, the freshman, just a physical specimen as well, kind of built like a senior. So you go experienced a little more with that first midfield line, even though you've got younger players, but very young in that second midfield line too. So you if you are the head coach here, if you are Zumo, I think you like trying to sort of mold all these guys because you know you've got them for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, the next 2 or 3 years is bright for this East Islip midfield with these guys all being sophomores and gaining experience as these years go on, it's going to be good. And obviously, Coach Zumo knows what he's doing with midfielders, given his experience of scoring some goals.
He scored a few in his career. These are these teams. If you want to join our team, here's how you do it. You can let Varsity Media help promote your business. There's affordable rates, customizable packages to fit any budget. We will help grow your brand through our sportscasts. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. You can contact us today to advertise. Dylan Butler, Jim Curcio here. 3:45 left in this first half. 5-2 is the lead for East Islip. We had back-to-back goals for Bethpage to start the second quarter, and then EI through junior Stephen Coleman, the immediate response to make it 5-2. Off the timeout, it is East Islip ball.
East Islip looks like they're in a 1-4-1 with McEntee up top. I would assume that they're going to run a set play, and here comes wing dodge.
They switch it. And they'll kick it back out to McEntee. Has the pole in Spark.
Ooh.
Spark
Good check.
picked his pocket. But again, these ground balls are so big, and it's another one going East Islip's way. Violi gets it. And that's got to be so disheartening for a defense when you do the work, right, and you don't get it off the floor.
Yeah, it's the last piece. I mean, even right here, you did the dirty work, and they get him for a push.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially at this level, the refs are calling that. If you're on the guy's back, you're near him. That and the moving picks are the two things you see most at the high school level being called. So if you're listening, don't do either one of them.
You'll certainly see him today, that's for sure. It is a point of emphasis today. 2:30 left here, first half.
Here comes another invert on Cucurello.
It's Baldino. Bring him behind the cage. That's a moving pick, isn't it? That time it wasn't called. Looked like that was the indoor game there for a second.
Yeah, Bethpage has done a decent job. Oh, they got him for a slash.
A third penalty coming up. EI 1 for 2 with the man up. And another. They're going to be 2 men down.
Cucurello broke his stick.
All right, let's keep an eye here on these calls. You said you saw the slash first, right? So that should be a minute. And I think when you break your stick, that's also more likely than not another minute penalty. So they could be 2 men down here for a minute. So there's a slash, 1 minute. Didn't see the second one. Jim, did you see the?
No. Maybe they called him for the cross check, but that was tough defense by Cucurello. I mean, these D middies have a tough job, especially with these athletic midfielders for East Islip. So he's playing his butt off right now.
So 1 of 2 for East Islip. They go 6-on-4 right now. So Bethpage in the box defensively. Good opportunity for the Redmen to extend their lead.
Yeah, and here you know you're going to give up a shot. You just don't want to give up that one inside.
Great look for Herzog inside. Another man-up goal for East Islip.
Bethpage was in a tough spot there, 2 man down.
Great cut as well to the cage.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, you just have numbers. It's tough to cover with just 4 guys, but defensively, you want to cover up everything inside and try and give up an outside shot 9 or 10 yards if you're going to give one up.
I love this description about Gavin Herzog by Zumo. Says that he thrives in chaos, which is how they want to play. They want to play chaotic. They want to push the tempo. Big face-off win there for Bethpage.
1:40 left.
And they are still right down a man.
Yeah, we'll see if Bethpage holds here for the last shot of the quarter. Plays it slow, or if they see an opportunity and they're going to push it and try and score once or twice before it's over.
Well, now they're 6-on-6. There's Tarabakia and loses it. Sometimes it's the forced turnovers, but it's the unforced ones, I think, that kill you. I mean, there's a certain level, I think, of expectation this early in the season, but still, you'd rather kind of turn the ball over when someone forces you to. There's a look inside. That shot off the stick of Cooper. On the ground ball won by East Islip. Little stutter step. Balco going for his 4th. Stick check from behind. That was a great check by James David.
And Bethpage, 40 seconds left. Do you think they're going to take a shot here?
Galgano. Oh, what a save. Fantastic save by Kern, his 4th of this first half. Here comes East Islip. McEntee. Over the net, 27 seconds left.
McEntee's been waiting for a look like that all day. I think that's why he had some extra heat on it.
And a timeout by Zumo. Certainly set something up here for the final 27 seconds. It's a 6-2 lead for East Islip. Got a bunch of games for you this week on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Oceanside and Cary. That should be a lot of fun. Of course, Rob Blount, Oceanside head coach. How about a little John Jay Manhasset? Love in this, again, a borrowed and tired phrase of a return to normalcy, but these are the matchups I love to see as well, where these regional matchups, right? John Jay coming down from Westchester County, taking on Manhasset. That should be a lot of fun. That's a series, Jim, that they've been playing for years, and just again, with COVID last couple of years, they haven't been able to play, but there's been some incredible games. I remember doing a game at Manhasset years ago. John Jay won in overtime at Manhasset.
It's a good experience for the kids, too, to get out of the get out of the region that they're from and see some other kids and other styles and other teams. So
these two teams, you're not getting out of region. You're barely getting out of the same neighborhood. These are it's a rivalry game. Another game we had last year that was an overtime game with Cold Spring Harbor winning at Syosset. Dennis Bond's, I believe, 300th career win that day. So a nice rivalry between Syosset and Cold Spring Harbor under the lights. Cold Spring Harbor's opener of the year. And there's another one of those regional matchups, right? Dale Barton coming to St. Anthony's. Two of the top teams not only in this area but in the country as well. An 11 o'clock start. Little coffee, little bagel with your Saturday morning lacrosse. Final 19 seconds of this first half. Quick ball movement. There's McEntee. Looks for options, turns, goes back to Balco. 8 seconds. Here's Violi. Violi off the bar. There was the look. 2 seconds, and that will do it for the first half. So they did, Jim, well, they'll put .3, but still certainly not scoring from here. But that was a look. You had it. It was a good one as well by the senior Violi. Just went off the bar.
It's a win for Bethpage, though. You got to stop late in the second quarter. You go into halftime 6-2, and you're right in this game.
Ryan Balco has led the way for East Islip. 3 goals and an assist as well. Fiorello, Herzog, and Coleman with a goal and a piece, and Kern with 4 first-half saves. Your score after one half, it is East Islip 6 and Bethpage 2. You're watching this Long Island boys lacrosse game right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Woodland's goal! Ryan Woodland!
Behind the back shot for Connolly, and that one is true to form.
Here comes a cut by Taylor, and that time she doesn't miss. Look at a cut to the cage, and a sidearm shot and goal by Emma DeMarco.
Looking up top again, Lachinsky seeing it all the way to the save. Rebounded out ahead for Almachi.
Spinning and firing, and what a response there.
It's time to get hyped with Varsity Media. We offer an array of video services sure to amp up your team. From staged preseason hype videos with custom lighting and smoke machines to sideline highlights of a big game. How can your team stand out from the crowd? Contact Varsity Media today and let us tailor something your squad will never forget. These are the best times of your life. Capture them in the most creative ways possible with the sports leader, Varsity Media. Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net. Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Woodland's goal! Ryan Woodland!
Behind the back shot for Connolly, and that one is true to form.
Here comes a cut by Taylor, and that time she doesn't miss. Look at that cut to the cage, and a sidearm shot and goal by Emma DeMarco.
Looking up top again, Lachinsky seeing it all the way to the save, rebounded out ahead for Almachi.
Spinning and firing, and what a response there.
It's time to get hyped with Varsity Media. We offer an array of video services sure to amp up your team. From staged preseason hype videos with custom lighting and smoke machines to sideline highlights of a big game. How can your team stand out from the crowd? Contact Varsity Media today and let us tailor something your squad will never forget. These are the best times of your life. Capture them in the most creative ways possible with the sports leader, Varsity Media. Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net. Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video.
Back at East Islip, Dylan Butler, Jim Curcio here in the Redmond huddling as we get set to start the third quarter. East Islip, their second game of the year. They lost their opener 13-5 at Islip. Looking to go 1-1, and it's Bethpage's first game of the year. We mentioned Bethpage, but we'll take a look at the East Islip upcoming schedule at Smithtown West against a team named Deer Park. I think you know them pretty well, Jim. Comstock, Rocky Point, Bayport, Blue Point, Sherman Wading River. Listen, it's no rest for the weary, certainly, and it is Murderer's Row, really, for any of you guys out here in Suffolk Division 2.
Yeah, everybody you play is pretty much a quality opponent, and the teams that maybe aren't finishing up top at the end of the year, they're going to give you their Super Bowl, their run for the money. So you gotta be prepared for every game, and you can't count anybody out.
Good thing is that Jim here is wearing the Varsity Media hat today. He's not necessarily wearing two hats, although I guess it's hard not to be a coach and kind of think a little bit of the scouting.
Yeah, I'm remembering some numbers. I'm definitely keeping that in mind.
Well, I will say the replay is available for you and for anybody else immediately after the game. So maybe tonight after dinner you take another look as East Islip looks to push the ball. There is the Meekus, good-looking junior going to Adelphi. Hands off. And a little bit of a quiet first half for this guy, McEntee, our impact player, but it's not necessarily hurt East Islip. They found different ways to get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, they had a couple man-up opportunities where they were able to finish, and McEntee started some offense for them, and I think it's just going to be a matter of moving the ball a little bit, creating that slide, and letting somebody else finish because they're obviously keying in on him.
Yeah, 2 of 4 with a man up for East Islip. So, you know, Zumo loves that. You work it behind the cage. Fioli kicks it back up top. Looking for an angle. You can see the wind, how much it is blaring. Just look at the uniform there of Gavin Herzog, right?
Yeah, we're here on the South Shore, so good give and go.
Herzog bounces it wide, and you're right. He got on his horse, beat his man, and Balco looking to facilitate there, and that bouncer went just wide.
And that's a senior connection between those two guys.
Here's Violi going to Cortland. So this weather shouldn't bother him at all.
No, he's got to get used to it.
Yeah.
I played up at Hartwick College, so it can definitely get cold up there. Pick.
Lefty
Balco.
rip, and another for Balco, his 4th of the game, extending East Islip's lead to 7-2.
It looks like Herzog might have got a little rub on the defender there and got Balco free. coming down the alley. Yeah, you got just a little bit. And Balco's locked in today. If you're Bethpage, I think you got to start paying a little bit more attention to him, or maybe getting make sure a pole's on him, or getting a double early because he's locked in.
Yeah, fourth goal of the game, scrum off the face-off, a little extra physicality as well by a frustrated Luzzy, it looked like.
They get possession.
But yeah, Balco, it's funny. Zumo says he's going to Stevenson. He's about 5'6". He's our heart on attack. He said if he was 6'2", he'd be playing high-end Division I lacrosse.
Yeah, and they have that saying, height doesn't measure heart, and you can tell with him by the way he attacks the net is he doesn't care what the slide, what the defense they're in. If he's going to score, he's putting his nose in the front of the net.
Yeah, Balco, shoot on the run. He could shoot with time and space. He can feed. He's quick, deceivingly quick at that.
Bethpage just had a possession there. Looks like they were running Luzzy out of the midfield trying to get a short stick on him, and they turned it over.
They work it to X. In front, collision, flag on the play. It was Violi crashing the crease. Flying out as well was Tesler, and it's Violi who is, no, it's Tesler, right, who is down.
Yeah. You hate to see anybody get banged up this early in the season.
See what the flag is.
It looked like he dove into the crease. Maybe hit into Tesla.
Officials are discussing as Tesler gets looked at. There you see the officials having a little bit of a discussion.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. There was a lot of collision down there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as I get this figured out, let's show you our upcoming slate again of games this week. A busy week here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We're going almost, I want to say, every day this week. See some of the matchups there. You've got Cary Oceanside, John Jay, Manhasset under the lights at Manhasset. Another night game, Syosset, Cold Spring Harbor. I will say these get a little bit warmer right now to get some of these night games. It will be pretty frigid at really all those locations, at Oceanside, at Manhasset, at Cold Spring Harbor as well. You want to hit that subscribe button. You see it in the top left there of your screen to get all our notifications. So let's take a look to the table at the call by the official. And I think the one official kind of ducked under. Was it a high hit?
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, it's going the other way. East Islip's going to have possession.
Also a new goalie, and it's Jake Kelly for Bethpage, as Tesler will get looked at. Or it was his infraction, I guess, right?
No, I don't think it was on Tesla. Tesla got banged up, but I think.
Right, the other way.
Yeah. They called him diving into the crease. It's tough to tell because when David James is down there, you know that there's going to be a hit in front of the crease, too. Big physical guy.
So here we go. Man up opportunity. First one for Bethpage. Luzzy hands off up top. It's Tarabakia. Back to Luzzy.
Little wheel. Good skip pass.
Oh, what a look. And there's DePonte depositing it into the net. Great look by Luzzy. And the finish by DePonte.
Yeah, Luzzy's in that top left spot. They run a wheel. Defense gets sucked in a little bit, and he whizzes one right by their head. Good fake, good finish.
So Bethpage, 1 of 1 for their man up. Their deficit is 7-3 with 8:52 left. Back to the face-off X we go. Also good to see back in the cage, Joey Tesler.
They got Luzzy on the taking face-offs, too. They're just trying to get him around the ball any way they can get it in his hands.
Again, just an absolute freak athletically is Luzzy. Football halfback, was among the players for Newsday and their top 100 players on Long Island. And again, in 20-plus years between being an assistant, being a head coach, Roddy McCoy says one of the best athletes that I've ever coached.
Yeah, you got a few Newsday top 100 guys in here. You got Galgano,
Yeah,
and McEntee. So it's got some key players.
And there is Galgano switching it. And, man, he was just eaten up. It's amazing he even got the shot off, but you can see by the end, didn't quite get what he wanted on it with that last pole coming over the slide.
I know Galgano plays quarterback, but he's getting to the middle of the field like he's a fullback.
Well, that is a little bit of the way you play for Bethpage in football, right? You're not throwing the ball a lot if you're the QB.
No, they're pounding the rock.
There's Luzzy, and they are bringing the physicality. They double him now. 2 poles, Luzzy. There will be an open man. He finds Galgano. Oh, what a save by Kern. His 5th and maybe the best.
Yeah, that was a great save by Kern.
This time, Bethpage with a little bit of a ride and a hold called against East Islip. The ball will stay with Bethpage, but what a save by Kern.
Kern's played a great game. I mean, they've gotten a lot of shots on him. Some of them haven't been on the net, but he's been in the right position.
His 5th save of the game, unofficially. Turning was Wiley. He had the first Bethpage goal of the game, did the sophomore. And there's DePonte. He just scored on the man-up opportunity. Harassed there by Lennox. And they force it back up top. There is Luzzy with Perrone on him. Nearly intercepted.
There's a big ground ball.
And that one was won by Bethpage. So all those ground balls going to East Islip in that first half. Maybe the things are changing here. And there's a rip and a goal for Galgano.
What a tough kid, man. Every time he shoots, he's inside. He's right in front of the net. He doesn't let any of the defenders tell him where he's going. He tells them where he's going.
The spin for Galgano. Beats his man. A little late to slide to him, and Galgano with the finish. The Delaware commit, where he will be coached by a Bethpage alum, as Matt Rakowski, an assistant on that Blue Hen staff a year ago. Galgano with 19 goals, 12 assists. Older brother Thomas played close D for the Golden Eagles, went on and played at Binghamton as well.
And I think you can see Bethpage now kind of figuring it out and get settled. And first game of the year, you made a good point before. It's tough to come in and do some of these things without having played one.
Even a scrimmage, right? Like at least you see live competition. They had one scheduled. It was just canceled.
Yeah, I think it has the biggest impact on the clearing game, and that hurt Bethpage early on.
So with the pole trying to get across in Younger Kiss, Zumo forced to call the timeout. Midway through this third quarter, 7-4 the score. Got some big ones for you coming up on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Our first St. Anthony's broadcast of the year. The Friars, the top-ranked team here on Long Island, but also in the country by USA Lacrosse Magazine. They take on the Green Wave of Del Barton. That's an 11 o'clock start on Saturday morning. We'll get a few opportunities to see Keith Weiserick's guys this year. They play Briarcliff, Seton Hall Prep, their rivalry game, of course, against Chaminade. All big games for them. We talked about off-air. How about we take a look at some of the Bethpages? You want to talk about big games? How about this gauntlet to start the season? You go back-to-back days to start the year, right? So you've got East Islip, then you go to MacArthur. A little bit of a break, but then you go Syosset, Cold Spring Harbor, Manhasset. Those are two in Syosset and Manhasset defending Nassau champions. And then you've got Farmingdale who's the top seed in Nassau A this year. And then you got Kellenberg from the Catholic League. That's on back-to-back days as well. So it is. Listen, Roddy McCoy says if you want to think that you're a good team, and we think we're a good team, you play the best that you can play. And certainly he has loaded up that schedule with some really, really tough opponents.
For sure. And they did really well last year, and I think the season came when they ran into Cold Spring Harbor. But they're a strong team. They had a strong season. So if they get that push from those guys behind them, they need a little bit more than just Galgano and Luzzy. Someone's going to have to step up, and they can do it.
Yeah, Jim, you're right. Last year, 10-3. They were the number 3 seed in Nassau C. They beat the 11th seeded Roslyn 14-2, and then they ran into Cold Spring Harbor, lost 8-3 in the Nassau C semifinals, and then Manhasset beat Cold Spring Harbor. And then here on this field, Mount Sinai beat Manhasset in a thriller to win the Long Island Championship. We got a great look at Mount Sinai's first game of the year. They beat Northport under the lights out at Mount Sinai. Another cut, another shot, and another goal for East Islip. That was a great look in front, and the finish by Baldino.
That actually looks like one of the plays they ran earlier for Balco. This time it's just somebody else doing that lefty cut.
And listen, if it's not broke, right? Why fix it? Keep going back to it.
Foriello sealed the defender off right there to open up that lefty cut for him. It's good offense.
So Baldino, his first goal of the year.
The biggest takeaway from that is Coach Zumo using a timeout and them coming out and scoring with it.
You coaches must love that, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you call a time. Not that you necessarily set that exact play up, but just to have, you know that the guys are listening, and look at Bethpage, little extra physicality.
Yeah, it's good execution by East Islip. And when you can use a timeout and get a goal with it, that's beneficial. You try not to use them on the clears, and when you get into trouble, he ended up using it, but they ended up scoring on it, so it paid off for him.
Good hands. We'll check that shorty out at midfield. There's a push, though. It does go. It's like the official, I thought, was pointing for Bethpage to have the ball.
Yeah.
It's a push, yeah, Bethpage
Yep.
ball. It was, and he's all over the place, by the way, today. That was Balco at midfield. He's, as you mentioned, right, he's like 5'6", but gets the stick up and cause some havoc there, nearly resulting in a turnover. So now Bethpage down 8-4, 4 minutes.
Luzzy's got a short stick here, so they're going to dodge, look to take advantage of it. You know he's going to draw a slide no matter what.
That's Parker. He hands off Galgano. That's the way to fire it in. Another goal for Galgano. And the deficit is now 8-5.
Yeah, so they draw a double team for Luzzy, and Galgano just gets his hands free. But again, every time he's shooting the ball, whether it's 10 yards, 11 yards out, he's right in front of the net. He's between the hashes, so he's getting high percentage looks on the goalie.
And Luzzy back to the face-off X. A little bit surprised at that only because he's your guy, right? Like, yes, you need him to get touches, but you don't need to have him get worn down at the face-off X.
Yeah, Luzzy looks like the kind of kid that's not getting worn down.
Oh,
wow.
Pole goal, Corbo.
That always gets you hyped up, doesn't it, the pole goal?
Love it. And Corbo delivers the grinder. He's that old school Bethpage kid. And watch number 10 pick it up and gets on his horse. Again, this is a guy who is a football fullback and a linebacker.
Yeah.
And a great finish by the Mercy commit.
And East Islip's defense pushed out there on everybody because you had a long pole coming it down, and usually that's what you want to do, but he had the whole middle of the field, so you kind of want to slough in and prevent something like that from happening.
Just like that, we've got a 2-goal game and a clean win for Luzzy.
Smart. Pull it out, get a possession.
Yeah, Cucurulli needs to get his numbers on, especially this guy. One of the hotter hands right now in Galgano. It's 12-on-12. Galgano The slide will come as well. He'll back it up. And he hands it off to Wiley. Here is Luzzy.
They got some momentum, Bethpage, so you don't want to waste it here. You kind of want to get a nice possession and find a good shooting opportunity.
We saw Luzzy before operate from X. Now finding different spots.
Yeah,
Now,
they're attacking the young short stick midfielders for East Islip and trying to draw those poles. Same play as before.
here's Wiley. Switches to his left. Hands off. Goal line extended. Look at this defense. Oh, what a look, and just missing an open shot at the doorstep. Luzzy. The poles converged, and then somehow the pass got off, and I think even maybe Luzzy was surprised the pass came off like that.
That was Segalis, 21 for Bethpage. That was a nice look.
Now it's McEntee with the clear. Fiorello's got a goal in the game. Balco's got 4. 2:30 left, third quarter, an 8-6 ball game. Dylan Butler, Jim Curcio here with you from frigid East Islip High School. So happy you're able to join us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Here comes Parker. Balco slings it. McEntee. Parker drives on Cucurolo. Bounces it wide. Almost like a pass. There's Balco. Good ball protection. Got to give the fans here a lot of credit. It's not easy to be one of these parents in the stands here this afternoon.
No, we were spoiled with the last 2 weeks of how great the lacrosse weather was.
Parker. Hands off. There's Balco. 1:23 left, third quarter. It's been a run here for Bethpage. They've scored 3 of the last 4 to cut their deficit to 2.
Just over a minute here. If you're East Islip, you want to hold it and take the last look. Don't give another opportunity to Bethpage to tighten up the gap.
McEntee not on the scorebook yet. Emphasize yet. Doesn't need many opportunities to do that. Now a stall warning for East Islip. Final minute of this third quarter. They'll take the look. That was wide by Fiorello. The backup was there.
And the other thing with McEntee, even if he's not on the scoreboard, his team is with 8-6. So he's that kind of kid. The stats don't matter for him. They just come during the game. As long as his team's winning, that's all that matters.
Ball loose. Cucurolo comes up with it. Final 30 seconds. Quickly outlets it.
Yep.
Here comes Bethpage. Wiley, hands off. The look attempted towards the crease.
Good stick.
That was broken up by Youngerkiss. Another scrum for the ball. Scooped up by Tarabakia. 11 seconds left. Which way are we going? Should be Bethpage ball.
Oh,
nope, going the other way. McEntee doubled. Loses it at midfield. With so many football players, that's an interception.
You can get a shot off here.
1 second. Turning.
Galgano's got to shoot.
Oh, he handed off instead. That will not count as Luzzy's opportunity well after the final whistle of the third quarter. So Bethpage has gotten back into this one. We've got a ball game here with 12 minutes left in regulation. It is East Islip 8, Bethpage 6. You're watching this Long Island Boys Lacrosse Showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
Fourth quarter coming up here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Dylan Butler, Jim Curcio. You want to join our team? Let Varsity Media help promote your business. We've got affordable rates, customizable packages to fit any budget. We will help your brand through our sportscasts. 516-403-2050. Email ben@varsitymedia.net. Contact us today to advertise. So, Jim, we saw Bethpage we thought, whether it was the tired legs, the long bus ride, first game, whatever, maybe some combination there within, a better third quarter for them, certainly, and they're right back in it.
Yeah, they finally have a good feel for the game, a good feel for this East Islip team, and they're going to their go-to guys between Luzzy and Galgano, running just offense through them. So I think if you're East Islip here, you really want to start to target those guys, and when I say target them, I mean make them work, shut them off, double pole them. You got to be creative and stop that run for them.
There is Luzzy off that face-off win that he won. I think we've seen him do about everything but make a save today. Luzzy's won face-offs. He's picked up ground balls. He's worked out in the midfield. Right now he just switched his stick from his face-off stick to what he hopes is his goal-scoring stick now. And as you mentioned, they pick him up right away. That's Perrone, who's been all over him today. Perrone missed it, and Luzzy makes him pay. His second of the game, and Bethpage is within one.
I think East Islip had a chance there to double team. He's backing his way down, and he doesn't see. If you're that backside midi 12 right there, you can kind of go and double team him. His stick is hanging.
And you see, once the miss came, that was all Luzzy needed. Ducked under.
Yeah, Herzog, I think, could have stepped off and went and double teamed him. That's what you got to start doing to Galgano and Luzzy. If they're not looking, you got to go and get the ball out of their stick and put the ball on the ground.
8-7 is the lead. Luzzy, the face-off win. Doubled. Loses it. Luzzy, the ground ball.
Yeah,
and a great look as well. In and out of the stick, though, of Tarabakia. It's still loose. Still loose, and there's going to be a push, right? It'll be Bethpage.
Yep.
Well, they'll get the timeout. This is one where I think where Roddy's kind of like, I don't want it.
Yeah, that might have been a push with possession, but they'll take the timeout. The other thing you think about is Luzzy's taking face-offs. He's a lefty attackman. So when you get down and you take a face-off, it's in your right hand. So that just kind of shows you what kind of athlete that this kid is.
Yeah, just an absolute beast of an athlete. And, he would be, obviously, if you took COVID out of the equation, he'd be a 4-year varsity player for Bethpage. And you just kind of wonder what the numbers would have been, right? A year ago, 53 goals and 22 assists for 75 points. What's amazing to me is there's not a season that he takes off, right? So he plays in the football season. In the winter, he runs track. Oh, by the way, he's an all-county track runner. Then he comes on and is he will be an All-American nominee for Bethpage.
Yeah, and in my personal opinion, I think those multi-sport athletes are the best types of lacrosse players or football players. And I understand the club game and wanted to stay with your stick all year round. But when you're playing different sports and working different muscles and thinking differently, I think it's huge. And you can see it in just Luzzy, a guy who is playing everything all year round and still coming out here and one of the greatest lacrosse players that Long Island has this year.
You want to bring your game to life? It's the Varsity Media Sportscast. We've got announcers, instant replays, multiple cameras and graphics as well. It's great for your rivalry game, maybe your senior day, just general promotion of your team. Contact us to book a sportscast, 516-403-2050, or visit varsitymedia.net. Dylan Butler, Jim Curcio here. Hate to kind of use the tale of two halves assessment, but it's kind of the reality here where Bethpage kind of slow off the bus. East Islip took it to him right away, jumped out to a 4-0 lead, and Bethpage has worked their way back. It was a 4-goal deficit. It is now down to 1. Here is Luzzy. Luzzy looks to back down his defender. Switches it. Oh, just missed the far post.
Looked like he just got high enough up on that pipe, and then the inside roll, he just missed it. If I'm East Islip, I maybe throw out something different here. Throw out a zone or lock Luzzy and Galgano off with short sticks and try and make Bethpage get out of a rhythm.
Yeah, that was Perrone on him. He's been on him really all game.
Yeah, and Perrone's done a good job.
There's that matchup again. Perrone tries to force him up top. Luzzy's got his boy, I was going to say with him, but now Luzzy. Lefty rip, and we are tied at 8. Brian Luzzy, his 3rd goal of the game.
Yeah, Bethpage offense is in a rhythm for sure now.
Money quarter. It's Luzzy quarter, right? His 2nd goal of the 4th, his 3rd of the game, and just beats his man. And again, if you're in a one-on-one matchup, that slide's got to be quicker. It wasn't, and Luzzy's able to capitalize.
Yeah, that's why I think jump into a zone would be a good move for them. It switches it up on Luzzy. It makes him think you're going to have 2 guys near the ball at all times, and you can just change it up. You don't have to stay into it for the rest of the game, but maybe for a series or 2.
Coleman.
Big face-off.
Huge for East Islip. He already has a goal off a face-off. This one gets it to the long pole in Demikis. And now East Islip can get into the offense. Funny, right? Because they were the team that we thought, or certainly Zuma wants to push the pace. But after conceding in the last 4 goals, you kind of think they want to maybe be a little more controlled in this set.
Yep, and then the other thing in the second half is they really haven't had the opportunity to push the pace, and Bethpage and Luzzy has taken over at the face-off X, so he's been everywhere.
McEntee's got Galgano on him. This is going to be a fun matchup. McEntee cuts to the inside. Flying is one to the far post, trying to get Balco. A little bit too much mustard on that one, and it's a turnover for East Islip.
And now let's see if Bethpage can clear it here.
Of course they can, because they've got it in the hands of one of their most capable guys.
I don't think anyone's going to convince me that he's a quarterback. He goes down the field like a running back or a halfback. So
We'll show you the film. Here's Galgano.
And that's what I'm saying. Galgano and Luzzy have got to be tired. So if you lock them off with short sticks, now you're making them sprint and work to get the ball. Maybe they lose a little bit of juice on offense.
You would think that they would be tired. But again, these are guys who play both ways in football, and they've got a lot in their tanks. Ooh, some physicality right into the Bethpage bench.
Ball still in.
Somehow it's kind of hugged the line there. And the big GB picked up by Herzog. It's still loose.
And this is where, if you're East Islip, you almost look to go to the net here.
They do. Oh, and a big save. The rebound off the pipe.
Settle it, Balco. And he gets
flag.
A slash, yeah.
Balco to X. Wraps around the cage. That's wide. And we'll have another man-up opportunity for East Islip. What a chance there. First, an incredible save by Tesler. Rebound in front off the pipe. Let's take a look at the call. It'll be a slash. So a 1-minute man-up opportunity. And East Islip, Jim, has been great with the man-up. 2 of 4 today.
Yeah, anytime you're over, you want to be in 60, 65, 70% with man up. But if you're over 50, you can't ask for much more right now.
What a pivotal point of this game. 7:46 left, 4th quarter. East Islip Another man-up opportunity for a minute. It's a game, obviously, right, of momentum, and big chance for the Redmen to take it away or take it back.
Yeah, biggest thing for Bethpage is just don't give up that goal inside. Make East Islip earn it with a shot from the outside.
Off the post. What a look by Fiorello, and the ball ricochets all the way out to midfield.
Who was over first?
It'll be Bethpage ball. Fans here at East Islip don't like the call. Regardless, it's in the stick of Luzzy. And Bethpage with a great chance now to kill this off. Again, it was a 1 minute slash. So they'll just be patient here as the penalty winds down.
Yeah, if you're that short stick, I think that's Herzog. You want to lock off where one of the poles have and send a pole, and you can double Luzzy.
Now we're even. Luzzy harassed by Perone. Cuts inside. Here comes Luzzy. Up top. Lefty shot.
Ooh, good
Save! A tremendous save by Kern. Robbing Wiley. His 6th of the game.
Kern's had a great day. He's had a great day so far.
6:17 left. We've got a ball game here. Kern, the outlet, just kind of in the space, not into a target, so it's intercepted by Bethpage. Been impressed by their polls, Bethpage as well. That was McMorrow.
Big ground ball.
Hands off to Segalis. Peter Segalis. Good at cutting and moving without the ball. A finisher as well as Segalis. He's not a guy who's necessarily going to dodge all day. He'll let Galgano and Luzzy do that. As you got Galgano up top, guarded by Herzog. Takes a step, turns, fires off the stick. Another save by Kern. Ooh. And the backup goes to Bethpage with Segalis winning that race.
Herzog lunged a little bit there on Galgano and gave him a step.
Approaching 5 minutes left in regulation time, tied at 8. Luzzy in front. Shot. I think, did Kern get a piece? The shot was by Segalis.
Good play by Luzzy. Saw the double team and stopped on a dime and looked to make a tight pass inside.
Luzzy's got it, and you know wherever Luzzy is, so too is Perone. He's got Galgano now, maybe a little two-man game at X. Luzzy steps out. Goes for that inside roll. We get it again. Turning on Herzog. Handing off. Step down. Top side.
Called the flag.
There is a flag, and it's on East Islip.
Yeah, they put a hit on Luzzy. Looked like Luzzy was falling as he got hit, but they're going to call it high.
Galgano in front. Kern, another save. His 8th unofficially of the game. Let's see what this flag is. With 4:32 left.
Cross check.
So a cross check is the call. 4:32 left in this fourth quarter. Big man-up opportunity for Bethpage.
And I don't think they've had too many opportunities today on man-up, and this one comes with 4:30 left in the game, so.
They've had exactly one, and they've scored on that one as well. 1 of 1 for the Golden Eagles. If they score in this one, they will take the lead, their first lead of the game.
East Islip looks like they're in a string defense, stringing top corners, top center. Bethpage is going from a 3-3.
Tarabakia. Oh, Segalis was thinking shot, lost it, Big GB, and they'll call a hold,
Yep.
and it will be East Islip ball.
And they got East Islip got that hold call just on hustle. Hustle going for the ball.
4 minutes left. There is Kern. If he's not the player of the game for East Islip, he's one of the 3 stars for sure. He has been phenomenal. And out at midfield was Cooper, and a good timeout by East Islip. 3:45 left here, fourth quarter.
See what Coach Zumo has here. Got to make this timeout and come out with a good offensive play, good possession. And Bethpage, same thing. Coming out of timeouts, you really want to throw the other team off defensively. So if they have a set play designed and you shut somebody off, or you come out in a zone for the first couple times the ball's getting around, then you're already making the coach think twice or do something different that they weren't planning on doing.
That's Jim Curcio. I'm Dylan Butler. We want to also remind you of our upcoming sportscasts here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It's a busy week. It's a busy season. We've got over 40 games, I think, at this point coming up. Cary at Oceanside. You've got John Jay Manhasset renewing their rivalry, and one of the better rivalries in the North Shore of Nassau County is Syosset and Cold Spring Harbor. As you see there, too, the numbers, 2 of the teams in the Varsity Media top 20 ranking as well, Syosset and Cold Spring Harbor. There's a look at our freshly minted second. We had our preseason ranking. It's our after week 1. There's Syosset at 20. Neither of these teams in there yet, but listen, when you're Bethpage and you play the schedule that you're playing, East Islip as well, you've got some games. The opportunities are there to make your way into the top 20.
And there's a lot of lacrosse left in the season, obviously. So things are going to change, and teams are going to grow and develop as the season goes on.
Here's Balco, chased by a pair of poles, just kind of running around up top. Hands it off to McEntee in front of his own bench. He goes to X. Up top is Herzog. Someone's going to draw the shorty, and it's Herzog.
Here comes picks and outs, yep.
On Falabella, Herzog. Still with it, hands it off. Violi tries to cut inside, not
Good
there,
defense.
loses the ball. Picked up the GB. That was Corbo with the check. Under 3 minutes left now. McEntee. Lost it.
Corbo.
Ooh, Corbo behind the back as well.
Yeah, a few big plays there for Corbo and Bethpage.
Here's David.
You don't want to clear to the middle of the field.
Here comes East Islip, and there's the goal. Fiorello capitalizes off of that turnover. A huge goal for East Islip. They take the 9-8 lead with 2:33 left in the fourth quarter.
That's a tough one for Bethpage. They do a great job in the series, and James has it in the corner. James David has it in the corner, and it looked like he was trying to get it across the field. I don't know if the wind caught it or something like that, and kind of just got picked off in the middle, one-on-one with the goalie. But with 2:33 left, you got to stay composed if you're Bethpage, and if you're any of the defenders, you can't worry about it, and you just got to go out and score 1 goal.
Big face-off here as well. Coleman's been pretty good there. He's got Luzzy opposite him. Coleman, the clean win. Chased, gets it off. Gets it right back. Nearly taken over, and here comes East Islip. And another goal. Back-to-back goals. Gavin Herzog. They had the unsettled situation, and they capitalized. And what a shift in momentum we had. Bethpage rallied to tie it, and back-to-back goals by East Islip.
That's what they thrive in. East Islip's been thriving in it all game. Anything unsettled or between the lines, they're looking to push the ball, and even though they're only up by 1, they don't care. They're not trying to kill clock. They're going to the net. That's what this young East Islip team does.
And who scores it but Herzog, the guy we mentioned earlier, who thrives in that chaos, right? And he certainly did there as well. His second goal of the game. Could it be the dagger? And another massive face-off win by Coleman. Look out. Coleman gets the win. And now East Islip, if you're Bethpage, you've got to take some chances here defensively with 2:07 left.
Yeah, under 2 minutes, I would look for them to double team if the ball ends up behind the net.
And you wonder, too, if Tesla, right, comes out as the extra defender as well. Here's McEntee. Sprints to X. He's got Spark on him.
I think Corbo's got to go.
Has not yet. 1:47 left.
But that's another thing you wonder. I mean, this is their first game of the season. So did you get a chance in those first couple days of practice to go over this late game scenario?
McEntee still content. We've not yet seen the stall warning. Balco now, and now out of his cage is Tesler. So he is that second defender. Balco kicks it up top, 1:14 left.
Whoever that on-ball defender is, you just have to force him one way and let the pole come in and take the ball away. Can't let him run back and forth. Just force him one way.
Violi. Still haven't seen the stall warning. Final minute of this fourth quarter. Bethpage needs a takeaway. They're down 2.
There you go. 2 poles to the ball.
Herzog.
You want to get 2 poles. Corbo's got to go.
A little bit slow right now for Bethpage, and you need some urgency in this final minute.
Yeah, they just might not have been on the same page as the game was finishing up here. And like I said, I don't know if you get to touch on that this early in the season, but this will definitely be a learning point for them, and I'm sure it's something that they'll take away.
McEntee runs away from 3 different Bethpage defenders. 2 flags, as now some frustration for the Golden Eagles, as that was a lesson in sort of how to close out a game there for East Islip.
Yeah, and they have all sophomore midfielders, good short sticks that can run. And obviously we saw that during the game. These guys weren't tired getting up and down the field, and there's a reason that they want to play at that pace.
That was a high hit, so it should be a 1-minute infraction, which really should absolutely do it here with 13 seconds left, as Cucurello called for the penalty. And a good job by East Islip, Jim. Certainly, look, it was a second quarter where Bethpage gave them a run for the money. They got the game tied. All the momentum was for the guys from Nassau County, but back-to-back goals in quick succession. The last by Herzog gives East Islip their first win, and the first one for head coach Tommy Zumo as well.
Sure, one of many to come. He did a great job on execution. All the boys did a great job, and Bethpage did an awesome job fighting back. First game of the season to be down a few goals and rally back.
Yeah, ended up being a great game. 10-8 your final score. East Islip evens their record at 1-1, and Bethpage loses their season opener. Ryan Balco, the leading scorer for the Redmen, 4 goals and an assist. What a day, too, by Kern in the cage. We've had him for 8 saves, a lot of them the highlight variety. He was excellent in the net. And also at the X, Stephen Coleman winning the faceoff you needed to win, late especially. He was a guy who wasn't necessarily one of those like high-ranked faceoff guys, but proved himself here in this battle for bragging rights.
Yeah, those turned out to be the 2 most important possessions of the game, and he won them, and East Islip ended up edging Bethpage.
So that'll do it here from Sal Champy Field at Boomer Esiason Stadium. I want to thank our entire crew, of course, executive producer Ben Turchin, our director extraordinaire, Chris Sweeney, the guys who, listen, they are on top of this press box in frigid weather, Angelo Caeso and Sam Schmidt as well. And Jim, great job from you in your debut here on the
fun.
Varsity Media Sports Network. We thank you for providing your insights as well. It's a busy week here in Varsity Media. You want to hit that subscribe button. You get all of our notifications, all the upcoming games as well. But that'll do it here from East Islip High School. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.